Hello, beings from outer space. Wait, what's this? You are not teaching beings from outer space. How do I keep messing up? Alright, so much for learning how to say, take me to your leader in 64 languages. Nope. Best places to land your spaceship. No. What is worry? Oh, that'll work. Alright, let's try again. Hi, boys and girls. It's Mr. Chris from Fortress. Today, we're going to be learning about worry. It's one of those emotions. And again, we're continuing that superpower that we're learning, and that's taking control of our emotions instead of letting our emotions control us. So, what is worry? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you get the activity kit sent to you at home, you'll have this handout right here. It's called What is Worry? It says, worries are unpleasant thoughts that you can't get out of your head. They're like annoying bugs that keep buzzing around and won't leave you alone. It's normal to have worries. Everyone has them from time to time. It's only a problem when your worries get in the way of other parts of your life, or if they make you really, really unhappy. So what are some of the things that you worry about? Well, if you have this handout, I encourage you to circle some of the things that worry you. Is it family stuff like arguments or fights? Is it family safety or getting in trouble? Maybe it's school stuff like has to do with following the rules, or maybe your grades. How many of you worry about your grades? Maybe it's about homework. Or your friends, like fitting in and worrying about whether you're going to fit in or not, or worrying about being teased. Maybe it's something else, about worrying about getting hurt or being embarrassed. Maybe it's about your appearance, your clothes or something. When you worry, your body goes through a number of changes. These changes can be uncomfortable, and for some people they can be scary. Some of the symptoms are a fast heartbeat. Have you ever experienced where it feels like your heart is just about to pound out of your chest? Or maybe sweating, where you just start sweating a whole lot because you're so worried. Or feeling sick, like you feel sick to your stomach. Maybe even shaking. Or just feeling hot. All of those are things that can happen when you're really worried. Maybe there's other things that you experience too. The good news about worry is that it can't hurt you. Worrying might be uncomfortable, but you can learn to control it, and that's what we're working on with a little bit of practice. And maybe there's some things that you already do that help you control that feeling of worry. So anyway, I encourage you to take this handout and go ahead and fill these out. But let's talk a little bit more about worry. And let's talk about some of the things that we've talked about in the previous lessons. You know, if you're ever feeling really worried, sometimes that can keep you from doing anything. You might almost feel like you can't even move. And so that's sometimes when you might want to use some of those mindfulness or relaxation techniques we talked about. Maybe just breathing deeply to kind of start to calm yourself down. And then you can even use some of the techniques we talked about, like figuring out, is this all because of some sort of thinking error that I'm making? If you remember that list of thinking errors that we sent home and talked about last week. Also, it could be, is there a different way that you could think about it? Is the way you're thinking about it causing you to worry more? And can you change those thoughts to worry less? And again, it's about moving from that unhealthy negative emotions to more healthy negative emotions. It's okay to have negative emotions. So what we're trying to do is move from worry to concern. It's not realistic to think you can move from worry to happy. You know, that's not realistic. But another thing, and you're going to like this, I sent home with you, is worry flashcards. And this is something that you can pull out if you're experiencing worry. And some of these, you can try some different ones out. Maybe different times, different ones will work better. This first one is think about what it is. or think about what is. When you worry, you probably think of bad things that could happen. Instead, try thinking of what actually happens most of the time. For example, instead of thinking, I'm worried I will miss my school bus, try thinking, I've never missed my school bus before. Then there's get moving. Get moving is get your energy out by being active. Play a sport, ride your bike, dance, swim, go for a walk, or run around until you're tired. And I know the other day I was experiencing some worry and I went for a walk around the block, and it really did help. And even if you can't get out and walk around your block, you can walk around your house. You can walk around your room. You can just walk around a table in your house or a chair until it kind of wears you out a little bit and it helps you calm down. You can draw your worry. You can draw a picture about your worry, like what it looks like when you're worried and when you're calm. You can draw a picture of something you're worrying about, or you can draw a picture of something that's kind of happy and makes you feel a little bit better. Maybe a silly picture. Here's a good one. Talk about it. Talking about your feelings is one of the most powerful ways to control them. Tell a trusted person like a parent, a friend, a teacher, a counselor, what it is that you're worried about. And, try to use this sentence to get it all started. I feel worried when, fill in the blank. Favorite place. Think of a place where you feel calm, comfortable, and happy. It might be a beach or a forest, your bedroom, or somewhere else. Imagine what this place looks and sounds like, and imagine how good you feel when you're there. So if you've got a place like you feel most safe and comfortable when you're in your bed with the covers pulled over your head, and let's say you're at school and you're worried about something, you can close your eyes and picture yourself in your bed with the covers pulled over your head. Think about what that's like, what it feels like, and it can help calm you down. Another one, this is a big one, we talked about this, taking deep breaths. That's part of that mindfulness and relaxation. When you take deep breaths, it helps calm you down. Write a happy ending. Usually when you worry, you imagine things ending badly. Try writing about your worry, but make the ending positive. Write about how you solve a problem, relax, start feeling better, or handle your worry. You can practice a hobby. So if you have some sort of hobby that you like to do, like play an instrument or painting, playing games, you can try doing that if you're feeling really worried. This is a great one too. It's journal. And maybe you have a journal or a notebook at home that you can write in, and you keep it special just for writing in, kind of like a diary. Or you can just find a random piece of paper and just write your thoughts down. Write down how you feel and write it all out. Then there's stop and listen. And this is just spend a few minutes just listening to the sounds around you. What sounds do you hear? Are they loud or soft? Pay special attention to interesting sounds you've never noticed before. And this is a lot like that scene game we talked about, that mindfulness, about instead of looking around at different things, this is closing your eyes, thinking about all the things you can hear. Maybe it's cars driving by, maybe it's birds outside, maybe it's thunder. And it's just listening. Listen to music. If you've got some favorite music you like, you can put that on and start feeling better. And then this last one's a big question mark. And this is where you can fill in your own thing. Maybe you've got something that you've tried that really does work, and you want to write it down here so that way you always remember it. Maybe it's something that we've talked about so far this summer, or maybe it's something that we'll end up talking about, and you write it in here so that way you remember it. So this one's totally up to you. You have full control over what this one says. So anyway, guys, I want y'all to keep in mind, these right here, these are like your weapons against worry. So keep these handy, keep them someplace where you know where they are. And I tell you what, you will be worry warriors instead of worry warts. It's kind of cheesy, but anyway. I'd rather be a worry warrior than a worry wart. That's kind of almost a tongue twister. So anyway, thanks for joining me this week. Look forward to seeing y'all next time. Have a great week. Bye.